there, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Madeline Painter, also known as MuscleMadz. And if you're just coming on, thanks for checking out the channel. So what's the point of this video? Well, it's just to introduce myself and tell my story a little bit, have you get to know me. And then also comment below and tell me your story as well, because that's what a fitness community is all about, is sharing each other's struggles and where you guys came from, where I came from, and how we got to this point today. I am a powerlifter and I'm currently studying with ACE to get my personal training certification. From there, I'd like to extend to get a strength coach certification focusing on powerlifting and Olympic weightlifting. That's like the 5-year plan. My main reason why I'm doing this fitness channel is just to spread proper information about fitness, nutrition, and supplementation, and to help people along the way get fit and feel good about themselves. So for me, my story starts in high school. Senior year, I lived on my own with a family friend. My parents moved about 4 hours away. I did have their support financially, but emotionally the connection was a little distant. I did get to see them as much as I could on the weekends, but you know, that takes a little bit of stress on a teenager. But I wanted to finish high school in my hometown with my friends that I've gone to middle school and high school with. And naturally, I was really happy about that, but with the stress of being separated from my family, things started to develop negative impacts. So the anorexia started senior year, and then it progressed into bulimia as well. And this carried over into college, where I tried to hide it. People confronted me, but I very much dismissed them because I was embarrassed, I was ashamed. I didn't want anyone to know. It wasn't until second year that I was on a plane. I think it was fall break. I was visiting my grandmother in Florida, and there was a man sitting next to me, and he looks over and he sees that I'm snacking on, I think maybe a couple almonds, and he says, "Oh, almonds, you eat healthy?" And me looking up at him, not wanting to talk to anyone, I just say, yeah, try to. This was my first meal of the day, and it was about 3 p.m. and I wasn't planning on eating anything else that day. And then he looks at me and was like, "Well, that's good, you only got one life," and then throws up his newspaper, starts reading, and does not say a single word to me the rest of the flight. And that's when it hit me. I need to get better. I only have one life. I only have this body, and I'm killing it. I haven't had my period for 9 months at that point. I was winded and felt like I was going to faint while walking up the steps. I was missing out on opportunities with my friends because it revolved around food. My grades were suffering. I wasn't performing as good as I should have, and it was an art school. So, you know, an A in art school isn't really an A in college. I wasn't growing mentally as much as I could. That was the kick in the butt. That is when I decided to make my change and get better. It started with researching nutrition. What are carbs? What are fats? What are proteins? What workouts build muscle? I started following more healthy Instagram versus pro-Ana Instagrams. I started seeing a lot of bodybuilders or just women that lifted heavy weights and saw how strong they were, and I wanted to do that. It wasn't until I came across actually Meg Squat's channel that I really wanted to become a power lifter. I slowly healed myself and the relationship with food. And I'd be lying if I said I got better immediately. It was a long, hard road out of that hole. I still had relapses time to time all throughout college, and it was really hard to forgive myself. But I remembered the end goal. You only have one body. You only have this one life. So you might as well treat it the best you can. I got better. I started strength training. I was too embarrassed to work out at the gym, so I bought 3-pound little weights and started working out in my dorm room. And once I felt I built up enough strength, then I started going to the gym. And then I discovered the squat rack and the barbell and plates and what a squat and a deadlift and a bench were, and I loved it. After I graduated college, I really started getting seriously into powerlifting, and I quickly learned that if I don't feed myself, I cannot perform. And I wanted to lift heavy weight. So powerlifting helped me deal with my eating disorder. It made me realize my body can do so much more, and I want to give it the best possible fuel for it to perform and for it to do its best. With this channel, I'll be documenting my journey. I want to compete in a powerlifting meet. I want to get my certifications. I want to help as many people as I can possible. And I want everyone to feel good in the skin that they're in, whether it's you feel like you're too big, too small, too weak, whatever the thing is that you're dealing with. I want to help you get to where you want to be. If you feel comfortable, please leave a comment. Have you had an eating disorder? And there are many types of eating disorders. There's binge eating disorders, there's anorexia, there's bulimia, there's body dysmorphia. Such a wide range. I think that some people put it as, oh, if you're skinny, you have an eating disorder. Well, even when I was on my journey getting healthier, I still was suffering with binging and purging. It wasn't until I got serious with powerlifting that's when I needed to crack down and get better. Although it's easy to look back at this and smile, there are still moments where I have that negative voice in my head, and people who have gone through this, you know what I'm talking about. You'll be looking at a piece of food, or you'll look at how many calories you ate that day, and you start to feel the need to purge or get rid of it in some sort of way, get rid of these extra calories. That hasn't happened in a year for me, and I'm really, really happy about that. And it's something that I'm proud to say, is that I've had a good mental clarity when it comes to food for a year now. And I can't wait to see what other things I can do with my body, whether it's getting into the 1,000-pound club or doing CrossFit or winning a competition, whatever. I'm really thankful that I got a second chance, because there are some people that don't get that. Promised myself I wasn't gonna cry, and I didn't think I'd get emotional. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you can share your story, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to connect with you. Give it a like, subscribe if you want to continue watching me on this journey and seeing what videos I post. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Bye.